I really like this one. And you don't hear much about this. This is lecture number 11 called Blended Bliss. In the day and age that we live today, there will be many families that you minister to that are blended families. Now, it may be that there will be stepchildren, there will be a previous marriage, maybe someone's a widow, they've remarried, they have children. There will be a blended type of family. Sometimes grandparents are raising kids, and the one you have a single parent with the grandparents there. You have a blended home, a blended family. Well, I want to teach you today how to have blended bliss. And I've never actually ever heard anyone speak or teach on this. My points are pretty elementary, but at least you have some material in this area. And I think it might be a help to you. So I've called it the 3 R's to a blended bliss family. Number 1, understand your role. Okay, so if you're the stepfather, you're the stepmother, understand your role in that situation. Let me explain. First of all, is this a marriage? You and this other person. Now, again, this may never happen to you, but you're going to have to minister to people. You're going to have to help people in this. So here's what I would do if I had a blended family in my church, and I will, and you will too, and they're needing some help. The first thing I would do would be to talk to both of them and understand their role. Okay, you're the stepfather. Okay, are you married to this woman? Well, yeah, of course we're married. All right. So this is going to be the most important relationship. We have a husband-wife relationship, the marriage. And you have to realize your role. You are her husband. Yes, you are the stepfather of these children, but you are her husband. And so we got like 2 relationships going here. We got this marriage relationship. So I always ask the question, is this a marriage? Well, yes, it is. Well, remember that. You treat each other according to what you are, your husband and wife. Maybe it's a stepmother. Same thing. You're still his wife. Number 2, in daily events, you are the parent. Dr. Scheller, I'm not sure I understand. Okay. So you have these stepkids in this home, and you have to make daily decisions. What are you going to have for dinner tonight? What time curfew is going to be? What time these kids are going to be in? Are they going to be able to go to this activity or not? On those daily events, step parent, you're their parent. It can't work anywhere else. Now, maybe on the weekends, the child goes sees her or his other parent, but during the week, you've got to act like the parent and you make decisions on daily events. But notice this, large or small c, in major health and education decisions, you are an advisory. All right. So that step parent on daily, weekly stuff has got to be, in order for the family to run and be managed properly, you're the parent. But if it's a major decision, you now step back. This is where you got to know your role. You got to step back and you're more of an advisory panel or whatever. You're advising your spouse, hey, this is, you and your ex will have to determine this, but this is what I would recommend, or this is what we're willing to do, or whatever. Give advice by 4 questions. These are the things with the appeal. You guys may remember. Is this the right time? The right words, the right motive, and the right response. The same way that you would have appealed would be the way that you would give advice in those major areas. Number 2. Okay, so what are the 3 R's to a blended bliss family? Number 1, you got to understand your role. You're the husband-wife. Okay, that's your role there. But you're the step parent. That's your role there. So you got to understand your role. Number 2, you got to watch your reactions. Whoa. And listen to some of these. First of all, let's talk about wrong reactions. Comparison. whatever you do, don't compare your children to your spouse's children. They may both be living under the same house. They may not be. But whatever you do, boy, I wish your son or daughter was a little bit more like my son. Oh, that is going to be real problems. So wrong reactions is comparison. Number 2, wrong reaction is impatience. You're going to tend, the step parent's going to tend to be, impatient towards the children. And that's very, very harmful to them. You're never going to build the relationship that you need. Number 3, never be demeaning. Wrong reaction, never tear down your spouse's children. Never be demeaning. Never, and then number 4 is discord. Don't bring a discord and divide. Develop the relationship. Do everything you can to develop the relationship between that child and the biological parent. Wrong reaction, attacking the person instead of the problem. We've talked about some of these, and guess what? 100% statements. You want to stay away from all of these things. All of those would be wrong reactions. Small b, what are some right reactions then? Listen before speaking. Get your information. Question instead of accusing. Don't accuse these stepkids. Question them. And number 3, have a mature response. Act like an adult. You're the parent. You may be a step parent, but you are a parent. Listen before speaking. Question instead of accusing. Mature responses. Number 3, so understand your role. Watch your reactions. And number 3, build your relationships. All right, how do we do this? Okay, here's how I think you do it. So you have these stepkids in there, and okay, you're ministering to this family now. And boy, you can see it in the church, when they come. They just really. So how do they build a relationship? Small a, respect. I think this is very important. The step parent needs to respect. Chances are the one thing that the step parent is not getting from the stepchild is respect. You're not my dad. You are not my mom. Well, I think to begin the relationship, I think the parents got to give respect to the children. By the way, if I'm speaking to the stepchildren and trying to help them, I would say, hey, listen, you need to respect your stepdad. You need to respect your stepmom. You're never going to have the right relationship. Number 2 is forgiveness. I guarantee you, those kids have something against you because you're not their parent. And so you've got to give them forgiveness. They're going to say things and do things that are going to hurt you. You got to be the mature one. You got to be the more spiritual one. Respect, forgiveness. But here's another thing to build relationships, and that is discipleship. The blended families that I have seen that work are families where the step parent began to mentor. A mentor could be another word here. Mentor or disciple, and begin to really accept them and mentor and disciple, instruct and guide them. Oh, that is so good. And then that's the next point too, is the mentoring, discipleship, instruction, being the example that you should be, and there will become an attachment to them. I think the other thing in the interaction between the siblings now, just treat them regularly. Treat them normal. Don't treat one different than the other, good or bad for that. That interaction should be a regular thing.